Hey, happy new year and welcome to the Modern Mompreneur Podcast. We are kicking off the new year with an episode with yours truly. I know this podcast has been full of amazing guests to really inspire, encourage, motivate the fellow mompreneurs. But today, since it's the first of the year, the first episode of the year, I wanted to just kind of share my my highlights and my what I've learned in 2023. So welcome again. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve, Christmas holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all the things. And 2023. So what an amazing year. Like it was just full of a lot of lessons. Okay. I've heard that sentiment from a lot of people, and it was no different for me. A lot of great lessons, a lot of awarenesses. It was just amazing. So I'm going to give you my rundown of my 23 things that I learned in 2023. All right. So this is no particular order. We're going to start with number 23 and work our way down. Okay. So 2023, number 23, I learned how to say yes to the life that I want to live. I know that sounds a little, crazy, but I learned how to say yes to, what do you want in life? It's okay to go for your goals. You don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to explain it to anybody. Whatever you feel God has put on your heart for you to be able to achieve, do it. And so I just said yes to that. I say yes to that life. That's what I want. And I'm not apologizing for it at all. So that was what I learned. Number 22 is I learned how to make decisions. So a lot of times you make a decision or you want to do something and you don't do it. And then sometimes you make a decision, but you don't act on it. But when you really make a decision, you make a decision. Like you decide. And a lot of times I would say yes, but then I would change my mind or I would renege or I would, put something else in front of it. But no, this year I learned how to make a decision. Like what I take the facts that I have, I make a decision. I'm committed to that decision. And I believe that I'm going to be supported in that decision. And that's huge for me because I'm always looking for validation, checking, talking to other people before I make a decision, doubting myself if with some decisions. But no, 2023, I learned how to do that. And I feel like that has changed so much in my life as well. Number 21, I read some of the best books of my life in 2023. A lot of these books were old books, like books that were published before 1950, but they have been amazing books for changing my mindset. So there's some new books and some old books. Books like Think and Grow Rich, Power of Awareness, As a Man Thinketh, The Science of Getting Rich, Psycho-Cybernetics, um, Atomic Habits. I read Traction. Those are newer books, obviously, but just so many books. And a lot of them were not like the physical hard copy books, even though I do like that, so I can take notes. But sometimes they were just books that I listened to on Audible or books that I even cheated and watched the YouTube, reading of it for free. So I count that as reading. And so I read some the best books of my life in 2023. And so I even read more than I watch TV, read more. I'm always like learning, listening. And so I just inputted a lot of knowledge that I think I needed in my life in 2023. And this changed me for the better. Number 20, I discovered my love for cycling and spin class. Now, listen, your girl is not a fitness like fan, right? I never really loved working out growing up even as a young adult. But then I discovered this amazing teacher at Lifetime. She just changed the game for me when it came to spin class. She had great moves, choreography, great music, great energy, and it made me fall in love with spin class. That's all I want to do. Granted, I'm not doing it right now. I'm on a hiatus, but I'm back. I'm on my way to get back in. I'm trying to find where she's at now and get back in. But my love for spin and cycle class. Like I finally found a workout that I love, and it actually is like therapeutic. And so who knew? Who knew? A few years ago, I'd be like, spin class, I'm never doing that. But now I'm all about it. Oh, this is a big one. Number 19. I discovered really more about my source of where everything comes from, big and small. That is my Heavenly Father, infinite intelligence. He is the source of everything, like everything. Like I used to, I guess, compartmentalize Christianity and God to personal things, right? Family, my spiritual walk personally, not really tapping into how he is the source on the business side for me. In business, my entrepreneurship business, my corporate business. And so I really like have a better understanding of who my source is and what that means. And it's been profound. So that's number 9. Number 18 is, y'all, did you know I was on a Drew Barrymore show? So I learned how to pitch and land a national television spot. So I learned how to do that, how to work that relationship, how to market it, how to make that connection, how to do it all. And now I'm like addicted. Now I want to be on other TV shows. So if you know somebody, hook me up with them. Who needs a productivity coach, digital organizer. But I learned how to do that. That was a highlight. So that's like a lesson/highlight. But I learned how to pitch and land a TV show, which is huge. Number 17, I learned how to, y'all sell digital products? Because I never did. I needed to be. But I learned how to do that. Like I recorded a course. I created digital a productivity journal, a productivity planner, 21-day challenge. I created digital products and I learned how to sell them as another stream of income for me. And I did a Black Friday sale. So I was a novice at it. I was an amateur. So I know there's things I could do differently. But the fact that I did that, that was big for me because I've always wanted to do that in my line of work. And I'm excited that I have digital products you can check out on my website, actually. Number 16, I hosted an event. So last year, actually, like a year to the date, it was January 7th, 2023. I hosted a Wow Factor event, and it was co-hosted with another two organizers in DC, Andrea and Kelly. And we hosted this event, and it was a hybrid event, virtual and in person in Houston, and it was phenomenal. It was a sold out event. Everyone got amazing results from it. We learned all about how to be more organized, how to work more efficiently, and how to prioritize wellness. I didn't do it this year because didn't want to. But that don't mean it's gone away completely. But it was a great event, and it just showed me like all the inner workings of hosting an event, all the things you have to consider with speakers, with sponsors, with logistics, media, AV, all the things. I'm like, I know how to host an event, and it was successful. Boom. Number 15, one thing I learned was my love for my nieces. Okay, so I've been an aunt since I was 10 years old. I have a niece who's 10 years younger than me because I have an older sister, obviously. But she, two of my nieces had babies last year in 2022. And so 2023, the babies are getting older, and I was able to spend like quality time with both of them. And it was just like, I learned that I love being a great aunt. You know, when I was their aunt, I was young. I didn't have a home. I didn't have money. I didn't have any of that. But now I have a home. I have kids. And so I was able to keep one of them for a whole weekend, y'all, a 1-year-old. Okay. And then I was able to just spend quality time with the other one, who's a little feisty little lady. But I just discovered my love for being a great aunt. It's like a highlight of my life. Number 14, this should be number 1, but number 14, I learned how amazing my husband is. Like, I love that boy. He is just, I love that man. Even when I think about him, I just like get all giddy and grinning and cheesing and blushing. But I mean, he's not always somebody that I like to talk about on here, but he is he's amazing. I mean, I'm just grateful I got him. I met him so early. Like, we met when we were 12. We dated since we were 15. We got married young, and we still love each other, like each other, want to be around each other. And the way we have evolved with each other in our relationship is amazing. He's so amazing. He's like so supportive and challenges me and is like such a rock for me. Um and he doesn't even like go all in with the business. Like, it's things that he's questions me on. He's like, why are you doing what are you doing? Which is fine, but I'm just grateful that that's the one I'm doing life with. That's the one I'm on this journey with. And I just want to say, I don't know what I was doing these last 20 years. I'm like, he is really all that in a bag of chips. He really is. He's amazing. That's what I learned. Number 13, so I don't know if you know this, but I host VIP days to help business professionals and business owners create order in their business and life through systems, through processes, creating structure digitally with tech. And that was that was a choppy way to describe it, but the VIP days allow you to do that. And so I really learned how to master the VIP day this year. I had some good experience, good clients where I'm like, okay, I know how to do this in a way to where I can do it in excellence. They get results and it's transformational and the systems are in place and I'm very clear on who can benefit and I'm very clear. So it just felt like I was able to have mastery in the thing that I'm selling and the thing that I'm serving people with. And that's what I learned, which is great. The next thing I learned how blessed I had. I have a blessed friends. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I am blessed to have the friends that I have. Basically, I've had the same friends, like really really close friends, one since I was 7. The other group since I was a teenager in high school. So we have like 20 years, 30 years in with these ladies, and we are still close and supportive. And I'm like, and they love me. They love my family. My family loves them. Like, some of them are closer to my siblings than I am, closer to my nieces than I am. It feels like my husband got love for them. I got love for their husbands and their family. I just have a blessed friend life. Like, I'm like, man, it's rare to find people that you meet early in life, similar to my husband, that you grow with, that is still like just love. You understand each other, mutual respect. You've been through your highs and lows, and you still are like, that's my girl. I love her. And so I have a blessed friend life. I learned that, like, just reflecting on it. 20 number 11 of the 23 is I learned how to show up on social media. If you go to my pages, you will see that your girl is consistent, and I'm showing up on video, showing up, just sharing my knowledge, bringing in clients and leads that way. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, Simplicity by Day, or on Facebook, or on LinkedIn at Day L Smith, because my personal page is the one that I post on. But I've just shown up on social media, and I intend to do more of that. And I don't feel any kind of way about it. I mean, I don't love social media, but I respect what it has done for me and my business, and I am going to continue to show up, and I learned how to do that. The other thing I learned how to MC, y'all. So of course I know how to speak. I'm a podcaster, I'm an author, but I actually learned how to command a room and be a MC of an event at the Viral Networking Conference with Tony Harris Taylor, drastic coach. So I was excited that I learned that that's something that I can do. I love to do. It is fun. The audience get a great experience out of it. And so I learned how to do that. So now I'm doing that. Okay. I'm doing the MCing, the hosting, the moderating for organizations and companies. And I love it. where are we at? Number 9 is I learned um that I can be, what am I trying to say? I learned that I can do the hard things. Okay. So I say that because sometimes I'll think that if it's too much, if it doesn't work out organically, then it may not be meant to be. Or I'll shy away from things that seem like they may take a lot of time away from family or not in my wheelhouse. But I'm like, I can do hard things. And you know what? I can do it scared. Who cares if I'm fearful? If I'm intimidated by it, do it anyways. Like that was a big lesson for me. I learned that I can do hard things. So that was huge for me. I also learned that this is number 9. Um, this is the golden time with my kids. Like they are 8 and 5. I reflected over the past year, looking at the pictures, but also just during Christmas, like they are still have their innocence. They're still so vibrant and fun, but they still ask the questions because they're discovering life, especially my 5-year-old. We are still their favorite people. My son loves my husband and his love for basketball and playing video games, and he loves to read with me and tell me about sports and help me learn. My daughter is still wants me to sleep with her every night, wants to be with me all the time. But they're so much fun. Like this, I feel like this is the golden time of their lives with us. And that's what I learned. So I'm really cherishing that in 2024 and beyond and just reflecting on that. 23 things I learned. So we're on number 8 now. I learned that I can host a podcast. Hello. The Modern Mompreneur podcast is on and popping. I launched it in March and we have over 50 episodes. Shout out to Miss Val Carter who pushed me to go ahead and do it. Do the dang thing. And here I am. I am just excited about it. It's such a great platform. And I learned that I can be a podcast host. I can do this among other things and be able to create a community of mompreneurs, which is the intention of this podcast, and also highlight those who are doing it so we can be inspired along the way. Number 7 is I learned how to cook some things, y'all, that I didn't think I could learn. Don't laugh because some of them are really easy, like guacamole. I don't know why I thought I couldn't cook. I don't know. It ain't even cooking. There's no heat involved. It's just a cold situation, cold raw meal. But I never cooked it, made it. I was like, I don't know how to make guacamole, but I love me some guacamole. My babysitter came over and was like, really, Day? 4 steps, maybe 6 ingredients. Boom, boom, boom. And I tell you, I went through a phase I was making it like 3 times a week. It was out of control. Learned how to make guacamole and I love it. Learned how to make crab legs. First of all, I learned that I even like crab legs because I was like, crab legs, not for me. But my husband loves them. And I was like, I'm going to make this man some crab legs. So I went to Costco and got some nice a crab cluster. And I called my auntie, who is the best chef this side in Texas, to me. And she told me what to do. Super simple, kind of like even easier than guacamole. But I made them and they were delicious and I love them. And now I'm like, when I see crab legs, I'm like, yeah, let me get some of that. So that's our little treat. And I learned how to make risotto. I love a mushroom risotto, y'all. If I go to a restaurant and risotto is on the menu and I trust the restaurant can make it, I'm ordering it. And I know it's a labor of love because there's a lot of stirring, a lot of watching. But I made it and it was delish. So I learned how to make those. And those are my favorite things to eat. They don't go together, but I like them anyways. Number 6, I learned a lot about basketball. I did. I played basketball, and I say play very loosely because really I was on the team but didn't know how to play. I learned how to play. I learned about basketball because my son is obsessed. My husband is obsessed. And so I was at the games. I learned about the positions and the calls and all the things, even the dynamics of youth basketball, which is very interesting. AAU is a whole other beast. But I learned more about basketball, and I don't know if I'll watch it as much. I may, but I do know that I can follow, and I know a little bit more about what's going on. So that was nice because that's something I will obviously share with my family because I know and I can pay attention. I know what's going on. Number 6 is I learned how to, I don't want to say learn how to. A highlight or a new thing for me is that I organize the garage. Now, when I start off as a home organizer, I always said I'm not doing anybody's garage because I don't like the heat of that is trapped in the garage. I don't like what people put in there because they put it and forget about it, and who knows what is in the boxes. And I don't like the critters that can be found in a garage because it's outside. Sheds and garage are a big no-no. I always said that if anyone asks for a garage organizing, I'm gonna quickly refer them to someone else who loves to do that. But I met a client and she was amazing, and I went and I love what she had father passed. She wanted to preserve his stuff but also have it organized in her garage. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I invited my mom and my associate, Shannon, with Situate Your Space to help. And it was amazing. First of all, it was a clean garage, so I could get down with that. But we also did a custom build. I love a custom build. If I'm gonna organize a home, it needs to be a client like her, and it needs to be a clean garage. And I would like to have it be a total transformation with the custom build. So I use Missouri City Custom Garage, which is affiliate of Missouri City Custom Closets. Shout out to Corey and Johnny. But they came and they hooked her up, and it was turned out beautifully. I have not posted about it, but I will. It was an amazing experience. So I just learned that, I can do garages. Now, I'm not going to be doing everybody garages because, again, you got to be a client like her with a garage like hers, and we need to do a custom build so you can have a total transformation. But it was a nice experience because now I have garage organizing under my resume. Boom, boom. And the client loved it. I learned one other thing I learned. I learned that, well, I wouldn't say I learned, but here were some highlights. The Beyonce concert. Okay. Renaissance was off the chain. And I've been to several Beyonce concerts, but this one was like the best. My husband went with me. My friend got us into a box at Reliant. Was that Reliant? It was amazing. She put on a show. I sang and danced my heart out. It was great. It was a fun night. I mean, it was a long day because parking and all that, but it was a fun night. That was a highlight. Like, I hadn't really been to a concert all year. That was the one, and it was worth every penny. Loved it. Another highlight, I think we're on number 5, is I went to Canada. Yes. I don't know if I learned it, but it was a highlight. So my mastermind mentorship group is based in Canada. So they have business retreats there. I went to Calgary. Beautiful. When I was there, I went to Banff. Fantastically, amazingly beautiful. And there I gave myself permission to just embrace being there, taking an extra day, just enjoying that beautiful space. I want to go back. It was amazing. So went to Canada, went to Banff. It was amazing. Number 4, I learned how to braid. That may seem small to some people, but I have a little girl, thick, beautiful black hair, curly hair. I wanted to learn how to braid, so I'm not relying on someone else. I learned how to do that, and I feel very accomplished because I am not somebody who knows how to do hair really well, but I've really learned, especially during COVID, like I can do the hard things. I can learn. And so I learned how to braid. That was a highlight of 2023, like really mastering that. Shout out to my friend Vernica, who kind of taught me while she was here 2 summers ago. Number 3, I learned how to do a TED Talk, a 7-minute TED Talk, which was phenomenal at the Make Your Mark Live event hosted by Jordan Gill in Dallas. I signed up to be a TED Talk speaker, and I got coached by Jasmine. I'm blanking on her name. Well, Beyond the Prophet. And she helped me with crafting my talk and delivering my talk. And it was amazing. I still get people commenting about the sticky notes and the productivity superpower and all that from my talk. It was amazing. I haven't posted that either. So, talking about showing up on social media, I need to revisit what I need to post from 2023. But I learned how to do a TED Talk. Number 2 is I learned how to, I was humble this year. I really was. How to be humble and really accept when my ego is taking over and when I need to pull it back and reflect and apologize and just humble. I was really humbled this year. I will say that. Business didn't always go as I wanted to. I didn't know everything that I thought I knew about my business and what I wanted to do. So I was just very humbled this year, in many, many ways. And I appreciate the lessons. I appreciate all the things that I went through because I needed that to grow. So I was really humble in many ways. And then number 1, this is the most important thing that I learned this year. I learned the power of my mind. This was something that I've always been a thinker, like introspective, but I never knew what power I possessed with my thoughts, my ideas, my imagination. And so I learned the power of my mind, the power of thinking, and what that means for me in connection to my spirituality. And I'm so grateful because I mentioned the books that I read, the mentorship that I have now, um, what I'm learning about myself and about my mental capacity is mind blowing. Play on words, mind blowing, because there's so much potential locked up inside of me, inside of you, that we can tap into by really using our mind. It's not how hard you work. It's not sometimes who you know in the world, but it's what you believe and the ideas that you generate and how you act on those. And that's really using your mind, because everything that's here, everything that's here, your phone, everything starts with an idea. Somebody thought of the idea and said, I want to create this cell phone. I want to create this microphone. I want to write this book. I want to be a service provider and productivity coach. But it started with an idea. And when you think of it like that, you realize it does start in the mind. And if it starts there, why not spend time there learning? And so that's what I realized, the power of my mind. And I'm so grateful to have learned it at 37. And I intend to continue to learn it as I journey on. And I believe that as I continue to learn and embrace what that has to bring for me, my life is just going to propel. The awarenesses, the impact, the wealth, not just financial wealth, but spiritual wealth, relational wealth, all the things are just going to skyrocket. And I'll be able to be a blessing to more people. That's really what it comes down to, and serve more people. So the number one thing I learned is the power of my mind, how to leverage, how to use it, how to connect spiritually to the infinite power of God and use it. So those are the 23 things I learned / the 23 highlights, because some of them were just like, oh, I enjoyed this for 2023, but you got my gist. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm curious to know, what were your lessons of 2023? You don't have to give me 23, but you got a few of them. Please share in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to see if you also had some of these similar things happening or different things. Just being nosy. I want to know. And want to thank you guys for hanging with me for 2023 and into 2024. More exciting guests, more exciting shows on the way. So be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the things to support the Modern Mompreneur podcast. Until next time, mompreneurs, always remember to give yourself permissions to live out your dreams, because you never know who you can touch, who you can impact, who you can inspire. And so until next time, you guys be blessed. Bye-bye.